Hey now, what's going on, peeps? It's your boy Gabe back here with another podcast. Give me 1 minute while I share this on my other page. Beep, bop, boop. Right post. Here we go. It's shared. There we go. I shared the post. Okay, what's going on, peeps? We have a interesting podcast today. I'm joined by my friend and my guest, Alex. What's going on, Alex?
What's up, everyone?
All right. So first of all, man, how you been, dude? It's been a long time. How long has it been exactly? Like 4 years since last time
Last time I saw you, probably like 7 years, I think. Yeah.
No way.
Yes.
Not 7.
Yes.
Dude, come on. It's not 7 years.
But I saw you in what, 2000?
When did we do that song? That
2013.
No way.
Yeah.
No fucking way, dude.
Wasn't it?
I don't think so. I think it had to be like 2014, 2015 max, dude. No way. It's been longer than that.
Still's been a long time. Like,
is it me or you kind of went kind of off the grid?
you mean like deleted my Facebook?
There we go. Yeah. Did you do that? Because for a while I couldn't find you there. I thought you just got mad at me, blocked me, started fucking.
That's what I fear too. When I delete a social media, I fear people will think I'm trying to, diss them or say I don't want you in my life anymore. But that's not what it was at all. I was.
So do you want to explain what made you? Because a lot of people don't. Because you started over. It's not like you just didn't get on. It's not like you just deactivated and then reactivated, right? Am I right or wrong?
That's correct.
So you just deleted all of your social media. I'm pretty sure, and you had a pretty big YouTube at the time, if I remember correctly. You had maybe 40, 50,000 subscribers. I mean, give or take. I'm right.
Just about like 60,000.
60,000. And so, what made you do that? You know what I mean? Because not a lot of people want to do that.
Okay, so when I first created my YouTube channel, it was mainly just poetic things. I would make like poetic videos. And then when I was in the military, I came across this culture, this K-pop culture, and I got really invested in that.
I remember that phase you went through.
Yeah. And I built up a huge fan base in the K-pop community.
Yeah.
And then I started getting a lot of hate and backlash, and I don't think I was mentally prepared for that.
Really?
Yes.
What kind of backlash for what?
Because I was making fun of certain people in that community. Like, there's these people called Koreaboos, and basically they do things that are cringeworthy. So instead of just appreciating K-pop culture, they'll sort of adopt certain characteristics of Korean people or Korean pop stars. So they'll just like do weird things like peace sign and just act very animated. Right. And I was making fun of those people. So people started giving me backlash.
Why did you make fun of them people? Because they were just...
Because I'm a comedian.
Oh yeah, that's right. They like nobody has ever accused you or I don't know the right word, but like, you know how some people say people are like culture vultures or they're like actors, you know what I mean? Sometimes other people from other different cultures kind of think that about people who are new to the scene. Because you were like pretty big. You were like a rock star in the K-pop scene, dude. You were like growing super fast.
No. Nobody's ever accused me of cultural appropriation.
Okay, there we go. Cultural appropriation. By the way, thank you. Alex came through bearing gifts. He brought some beer.
Corona, yeah.
Yes, we brought some beer and some goodies for the kiddos. I really appreciate that. Where's your beer at?
You're welcome. It's on the...
Oh, okay, cool. All right, man. I was gonna say I don't want to be the only one drinking here.
You want to cheers?
Yeah, sure. Cheers, man. For sure.
We're reuniting.
Yes, sir. We just need to do this more often, man. For sure. It's been so long since I had a Corona. Oh, that's fucking good. Not a lot of people drink Corona, man, because of this whole fucking virus, dude.
That's retarded.
It is, because it has nothing to do with the name. I mean, with the virus, which we're gonna get into right now. We're gonna get into maybe.
That's a good segue, don't you think?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
So, coronavirus.
So yeah, the coronavirus. Okay. Honestly, I think it's gonna be another year, maybe 2 years before everything goes back to normal. And as we see right now, the country, the numbers are starting to spike again. And there's this new movie out that you sent me the name of the movie, and I pulled it up, the trailer. It's called Songbird. Mm-hmm. And that is exactly, I think it's a perfect example of predictive programming, which means that if people don't know is the government or the powers that, may be behind the scenes, they show us these movies and, and songs and stuff and TV shows, cartoons, The Simpsons do it all the time when they predict stuff, and they program your brain subliminally to get ready for this, and then a lot of times it comes to fruition. Mm-hmm. Am I getting that right? A little bit?
Yeah.
So they had this movie. It's called Songbird. It's where the country's been in complete lockdown for, I think, 3 years. I may be wrong on that too. But I think that we are going to go in lockdown again for sure when Biden gets in office. He already said it. The country's going to be in lockdown for 2 weeks, maybe. 4 to 6 weeks. That's what his chief medical advisor said. He said he's going to rebuild the economy, and that's his version of Dr. Fauci. I'm not sure if Biden's going to go with Dr. Fauci or not, but his chief medical advisor, I don't know the doctor's name. He said that they're planning on shutting down the country for 4 to 6 weeks. What do you think about that? Do you think that's going to help, or you think that's kind of a dumb idea? In
my opinion, I think it's a foolish decision. That's how I feel about it.
Do you think it should be like up to the states, like each state, like Texas, Florida?
It definitely should be up to the states, because who wants the government to control everybody the exact same way when each state is operated differently, culturally, correct, business wise?
Yeah, some states are some states are blue, some states are red. Some states are Crips, some states are Bloods. You know what I mean? I didn't know that the Texas was all fucking Bloods, dude. We're all gangbangers, apparently. The whole country's either Crip or Blood.
I don't know about that.
No, but you know what I mean. The Democrats are Republicans and shit like that. And we talked about this last week on the podcast about how Trump's gonna fight it and stuff like that. But back to the coronavirus. How long do you think the country will be in lockdown? Next year, whenever, or do you think the country will ever recover the same, and will we ever be the same?
Well, I think Donald Trump is gonna win the election, because they're not done counting ballots. I don't know if anybody has been getting these notifications, but they're recounting ballots now, and I think that Trump is re-winning states that he previously lost not too long ago. So I don't think that Biden's going to become president.
Yeah, this is the first year that ghosts are voting for the president. We have a lot of ghost voters. Ghost lives matter, I guess. Ghost votes matter, I should say.
Yes.
But yeah, dude, I think, and see, the thing is, if Trump would have won initially, people would have been mad. But now they're saying Biden won. And Trump is going to come back and win by some miracle. He's going to prove them wrong or whatever. And then people are going to be crazy. They are going to seriously riot in the streets. We got a comment from Sean Marshall, one of our top fans, top viewers. What's up, Sean? Al Gore was president-elect for almost 40 days, and then Bush ended up the winner. Wow, I did not know that. Did you know that?
That's a fun fact.
That is a good fun fact. Wow. Thank you, Sean. Everybody give it up for Sean. Appreciate that. Fact checking us. So Al Gore was president-elect. Thank you, Sean, for commenting. I appreciate that. That's a good fun fact. I did not know that. So how long has it been for Biden? 2 weeks? Yeah, November the 3rd.
Well, he's not even a president yet. It doesn't start till January 20th.
Right, but we're saying president. He's the president-elect.
Oh yeah.
So it's been like, yeah, we'll say
week-ish?
Yeah, because it was the Friday after. It was a Friday after, so I think that was like the 6th or something like that, But anyways, yeah, dude, I don't like this whole social distancing is crazy. I see people going into stores with the fucking mask over their chin and nobody says anything because they have a mask on, right? Mm-hmm. Did you know you can contract that from your chin? You have to protect your chin too.
That's dumb.
Yeah. People go into stores as long as they have the fucking mask on their chin or just around their ears. You know, nobody says anything.
Well, you see, I actually like that we can get away with it that way, because when I went to go purchase my firearm in a academy, sports and outdoors, you have to wear a mask to go in.
Right.
But I just wore it. I didn't want that thing over my face, so I just wore it on my chin just to appease the idea that I have to wear a mask.
You didn't want it over your face. Why?
Because I don't want it over my. I want to breathe.
I know. Yeah. Okay. You can't breathe with the with the mask on.
And also, I'm purchasing a firearm. Don't you need to identify who I am?
True, for that specific transaction.
Yeah, but to be honest, just to be clear, I don't think that the virus is real.
Okay. Why is that?
Because of how it came about.
Okay. Define real.
Real, as in, I don't think that it's a sickness. I think it's an idea. So it is sort of like a virus. It's an ideological virus.
Okay.
Where people get the idea and they believe in it. Do you believe in magic?
No, not in the traditional sense. No,
Like
magic.
Harry Potter type stuff?
No.
Okay, well, there's a realistic type of magic where magic is the power to make you believe in something. So like money, it's literally, dollar bills are literally 75% cotton, 25% linen, but it only has the value because we have faith in it. It's fiat currency. It's based on faith, no longer backed by gold.
Right.
So the same concept goes for coronavirus. We only believe in it because we're constantly told over and over and over and over again that people are dying. But do we know anybody who's sick? I mean, you may have the one person that tested positive for coronavirus, but it was nothing. It went away.
Well, I was the same way, dude, until my I guess you could say cousin. He's my brother's cousin, because me and my brother have different moms, so he has different cousins than I do. And their aunt died, and their uncle. They were married. They died from coronavirus, but also they had underlying, pre-existing health conditions. They had pre-existing health conditions, and but most of all the young people that I know that have had it, I had my helper at work. He had it, and he recovered fine. He kicked in like 4 days. You know what I mean? He was really bad for 3-4 days, and then after that he was fine. But what I do think and what I do know is that the coronavirus, it has a patent for it, and the patent, I believe it originated in the UK. And the original one was the SARS. I'm not sure. I could pull it up right now. So the SARS was the original. And people that don't know, if you have a patent for something, okay, here we got another comment. My niece caught it, put her down for a week and a half. She was fucked up. Oh, shit, man. I hope she's doing better, Rasheen. So, what was I going to type in? Coronavirus patent. Oh, shit.
Patenti.
Coronavirus patenti. And right here. Let me pull it up for our guests. For our viewers. So right here it says severe acute respiratory syndrome, otherwise known as SARS. Coronavirus. Here's the patent number, which means somebody owns the right. And look, if you see it right here, it says inventor, which means they created this. They created SARS. And this was back then in 2003. That was when the SARS outbreak happened. Okay? And it shows you exactly what it's about. And then COVID-19 stands for coronavirus. That's the CO. The VI stands for virus. And the D stands for disease. And the 19 was because it came out in 2019. So that's where COVID-19 comes from. Okay? And that also has a patent too. So this is the website right here.
Yes.
Pubchem.gov. So it's a government website. Okay. So what that means is somebody invented COVID-19, and people like Bill Gates. All of a sudden, Bill Gates is a medical expert. He's not even a doctor.
Give me a break.
Yeah, he's not even a doctor. People are looking at Bill Gates for advice. Yeah, he's a genius. He's a billionaire. He's worth like $100 billion now, I think. 120 billion, I believe. I'm not sure. But he's giving people medical advices, and we don't know the long-term effects of this virus, right? Because it's only been out for this. I think this month makes a year. It's been in the U.S. So we don't know the long-term effects 5, 10 years, 20 years down the road. That's my thing. I mean, and they want us to take a vaccine for it. We don't know the side effects for the vaccine.
You think I'm going to take the vaccine? You know what I think they're going to do with the vaccine?
What are they?
They're going to start implementing rules and regulations for us to be able to do things only if we have the vaccine.
Right.
So we have to verify, have you had the COVID shot to attend school? Like, they're going to have our children take it to attend school. I think that's so nefarious.
Just like they have to take shots now.
Exactly. Don't we have enough shots?
Yeah. And what happened to chickenpox? That I haven't heard of chickenpox since I was a little kid.
I got them when I was 6.
Exactly. But have you ever heard of any other little kids now getting chickenpox? Nobody gets chickenpox, but you know why? Because they give you a shot for that now. Remember when you had chickenpox when you were a little, your cousin had it, and your mom made you go spend the night with your cousin for the weekend, so that way you can get it when you're young. Remember that? I don't know if you ever heard about that. Yeah, when kids used to be little, the parents used to want them to get the chickenpox when they were little, so they can get it early. Because supposedly it was really deadly when they get in their older ages, in their 20s and 30s and stuff like that. Haven't heard of that in a while because kids are getting shots. Here we go. Brian Alvarez. Gates will give vaccines to kids in Africa, but won't give it to the kids in Malibu. Make America great again.
Great point.
Yeah, you know what else? You know what else? What else they gave to the kids in Africa? Look up Tuskegee, where they infected thousands of Africans with AIDS, just so they could run tests on them. That's this country. Make America great again. That was back in the, I believe, 60s. I could pull it up.
Wait, wasn't the Tuskegee experiment for so-called African Americans? And they gave them syphilis? Is that what it was?
I could be, yeah. That you might have been right. Let me see. Tuskegee experiment. Tuskegee experiment. Essay. I don't know what about. Yeah. Okay. Was it syphilis?
Yeah. There we go.
Tuskegee ask questions. This is a CDC syphilis study. Yeah. So the government would infect these people with syphilis. Okay, which is syphilis another sexually transmitted disease? Okay. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. I'm not pretending to be a doctor, but I'm just pulling up, the facts and stuff. We're going along. But yeah, dude, they're injecting them with fucking syphilis just so they can run tests on them. And they didn't know. They told them that they were giving them a shot of. They were telling them they were giving them vaccine too. What year did this happen, by the way? Okay.
I don't know.
From 1932 to 1972. Wow. 40 years. Wow. Let me pull this up for you guys. So you can guys see what cdc.gov. This is the cdc.gov, by the way. This is the government website, by the way. Center for Disease Control. What period was the study conducted? From 1932 to 1972, the U.S. Public Health Service, conducted a study of the effects of untreated syphilis in black men in Macon County, Alabama.
Okay, before you go on, I just want to say that because this is a government website, they're going to double speak. They're going to say things like, you're going to see them try to push away allegations that they did it on purpose. They're going to start saying, oh, they already had it and we were trying to treat it, but then you wanted to see how it went if it was untreated. So you were killing them, basically. So you go ahead.
No, I was just, yeah. And they tricked them, right? They said they were going to pay them, I think. How many men participated in the study? 399 men and 200 men without syphilis were initially enrolled. As the study evolved, additional participants were added, so the number of men in the study varies according to the source. Okay, it's enough on that because we're getting off topic about the coronavirus. But yeah, look up the Tuskegee experiment where they injected black men in Africa, and as you could read here, in Macon County, Alabama, which is a very racist back in the day state. Alabama was. Brian Alvarez said, bingo, all about wording. Appreciate your input, Brian. Thank you for watching us.
Shout out to Brian.
Yes, Brian. What it do, baby? Hit it with the high. So, Man, dude. What I think is that we should have been wearing masks a long time ago because of the pollution also too. And I used to be one of those guys that are like, man, why the fuck do we gotta wear a mask? If we social distance, why you gotta wear a mask? If you gotta wear a mask, why do you social distance? Mm-hmm. But now, dude, I don't want to fucking go near anybody without a mask because I don't know what the hell they have. I have kids.
Right.
I have parents that are in their 60s. So if I give it to them, if I give it to my parents or my kids, dude, that's gonna fucking, even if they get it and they recover from it, I'm gonna be so nervous because I don't know how long the long-term effects are gonna play on them. I don't know if it's gonna. They did a study; it could age your brain by 10 years. One study shows. I don't know which college it was. I think it was like Yale University or something like that. That it could age your brain by 10 years, bro.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Like I said, man, this is just shit.
How can a virus that can age your brain however many years also be in people who are non or asymptomatic? That doesn't make any sense. If it's a deadly virus, how can you not show symptoms? They say that because they want everyone to be scared of everyone. Stay away from me. Stay away from me. You know what? I went to Food Town to grocery shop.
Yeah.
And this lady dead looked me in my eye because I wasn't wearing a mask. She stopped and turned around. I'm like, what? I'm living in this crazy.
Did she have a mask on?
Apocalyptic world. She had a mask on.
Okay. So why the fuck is she scared?
Exactly. That's how fear works. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm wearing a mask, but he's not wearing a mask. And if it gets on my skin, I'm going to die.
Dude, the thing is, man, I would rather be safe than sorry. You know what I mean? Like, if it's fake, oh, well, you're wearing a mask on. It's going to be hot in your mask for a little while. It's fake. You know what I mean? But if it's real, you might as well take the necessary precautions and wear your PPE. You know what I mean?
It's like more than that, Gabe. It's more than that.
I know it gets so much so much deeper, but what if it's I don't believe everything the government says, or especially the media outlet, but just saying, what if a little bit of what they're saying is true? You know what I mean? Because I know people who've had it, people who recovered, and I know people who have died from it. Well, I don't know them personally, but people who I'm very close to know them.
But you also said they had pre-existing conditions.
They also had pre-existing conditions, correct? Yes.
So who's to say that they didn't just die from whatever condition they had, and then the doctors said, oh, they died of COVID? There's no way of proving that other than... Oh, and by the way, the tests that they have, there are many articles coming out saying that the tests are fraudulent.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah.
A lot of people have false positives.
Yes.
Elon Musk tweeted the other day. He took 4 tests in one day. 2 of them came positive. 2 of them came negative.
Mm-hmm. They also swabbed an egg or a watermelon, and they came back positive.
No shit.
Yeah.
An egg and a watermelon came back positive?
Some sort of food item, and it came back positive. I can't remember which exact fruit it was. Yeah.
That's crazy.
You're telling me.
A fucking food cat had coronavirus.
Yep.
Man, see... Drink Corona. Live. Oh, there you go. La cerveza.
Live today, die tomorrow.
There you go. But yeah, man, predictive programming is very true. A lot. Also, the hospitals were getting paid $30,000 to $50,000 per patient they treated, or I think per death. I think per patient was like $10,000 to $20,000 per each hospital reporting, and then each person that died in the hospital that had coronavirus. The hospital got paid $30,000 to $50,000 from the government. You can look that up. That's a fact. People can fact check me on that too, but it depends on what state, I think. So a lot of these hospitals, a lot of these states, they're benefiting. Amazon stock went through the roof. Facebook, Tesla, all these different, people. Bill Gates, Microsoft, their stocks are going through the roof. They're all benefiting from this virus. I mean, yeah, the economy went to shit, but a lot of people are it's all about predictive programming, man. People are going to be fighting over each other. People are going to be fighting over this fucking virus I think for the next decade. This is going to, linger around us because, then there's going to be another one. COVID 2021. What is it called in that movie? COVID 2023? Some shit
23, yeah.
23. It's just crazy, man. But we got more shit to talk about.
Yes, sir.
So, When did you become a flat earther?
2018.
What made you transition?
Well, I started to build or rebuild my
That's a
faith
bad
in
word.
God.
Transition. I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, it's not a bad word.
People say transition for people
Transgendering.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely not one of those.
Yeah.
No. Becoming a flat earther. I started when I started regaining my faith in God again. Yes, and then one of my sisters introduced me to some idea from Disney. She was telling me how outer space could be part of our imagination,
Right.
since youth. She started showing me like
Space?
outer space.
Outer space?
Yeah, and there are certain symbols that Disney and Nickelodeon portrays, but one in particular that my sister Olga, she showed me this sort of how do you say it, cartoon, this animation where they were saying, if you could just imagine the universe ever expanding, and it showed all these planets, and this is a kids show, probably designed for kids under 4 years old. So before we even get to school, we're being taught about outer space.
Right.
And in all our movies, Universal Studios, what's the first thing you see when a Universal?
You see the Earth and the universe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Most of the Earth, but it's obviously CGI. And
the ball Earth.
The ball Earth, the spherical Earth.
Right.
And then when you get into kindergarten, the thing that the teacher has on his or her desk is a globe.
It's a globe, right?
Yes. So from a very young age, where your brain is very malleable, you're taught that the Earth is a ball and that it's spinning.
Correct.
And then later on, you learn that it's spinning at so and so miles per hour.
Right.
It's actually supposedly 1,000 miles per hour, but everybody stand still. Whoa, you feel that? You feel that? I'm kidding. Yeah. So
Right.
that's
1,000 miles an hour.
2018 is
Okay.
to answer your question.
Yeah, I have a couple of fun facts here in my handy dandy notebook. Okay, so the Earth is average 93 million miles away from the sun.
I took astronomy, by the way, so I know all these facts.
Okay,
Or these
you took college astronomy?
college astronomy, yeah.
Okay. However, the Earth is furthest away from the sun in July, which in July it is 94.8 million miles away from the sun, and in July we're burning up here in Houston. You know, we're fucking dying. It's super hot here in Houston. They can be up to 100 degrees, right? And if you go, you know, a couple of hundred, maybe a couple thousand miles to Russia or Antarctica, let's say, you know what I mean, or you know, Alaska, a couple thousand miles away, it's cold there.
Pause. I lived in Alaska. In the summertime, it can get as high as 90 degrees.
Really?
Yes.
All parts of Alaska?
And if the sun feels like it's closer, it doesn't feel, I guess because the air is dry over here, it's moist, but it feels like your skin is melting over there.
Okay, let's say Iceland or Antarctica, which Antarctica's off limits, which I'll get to that in a minute too. We got a comment. Brian Alvarez again. With the rich getting richer for decades now, it does seem to me that the government picks and chooses when it wants to be capitalistic in practice or when it wants to be socialist. The USA does not preach capitalism, but when it comes to bailouts, they sure do like to practice socialism. Deep political talk, which I'm a dummy. I'm really stupid when it comes to politics and stuff like that. But anyways, back to my point. In July, we are, you can also look this up too. We are 94.8 million miles away from the sun. However, in January, when it's cold, in the middle of the winter time, we are 91.4 million miles away. We're talking about a 3.4 million mile difference. And is that not a contradiction? We're closer to the sun in January by 3.4 million miles. In July, we're 94.8 million. So
they're going to come up with an excuse. They'll say, oh, it's because the tilt of the axis or whatever bullcrap. They'll come up with it in a way that's so convincing, with double speak, of course. All of it's just bullshit. It is 100% bullshit. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. They're going to think I'm retarded because I believe the earth is flat and that the universe is not what we've been taught it was.
You can't say retarded. You'll get canceled.
Retarded. Well, you know what retarded means, right?
What does it mean?
It doesn't mean like, it means like slowed down.
Oh, okay.
Slowed it down. So if you're
there, you go, people.
If you're behind the curve,
I'm just making fun of. I'm just making fun of the internet. I'm not making,
yeah, I know.
Obviously, I don't care about.
Yeah, I know. We grew up in a different time.
We did. I'm not politically correct at all. I'm not correct. I'm not even correct. I'm not political. I'm not correct. I'm not politically correct. You know what I mean? But
okay, not retarded, but misinformed.
There we go. Ignorant,
informed, and they'll just think that they'll continue to think that I will just deny everything, that I won't even look into what they believe. But I believed exactly what ball earth people believe. Like I've been in that mindset. And what I did was I humbled myself and I went in search of facts. And a lot of the facts that you learn about flat earth refute anything you've been taught about the ball earth. Like any reason, like give me a reason why somebody would tell you the earth is round. What's a proof?
Because gravity holds you down. So that's why the and also the satellites from space, they clearly take pictures of a ball earth.
Okay, so
how do you explain the satellite picture, the satellite imagery?
Okay, so we could have high elevation planes taking pictures of the earth, and they just piece the pictures together. That's it. I mean, it's not that complicated. Gravity is make-believe. It's just magic. You know, who was it that discovered it? Was it Galilei?
I don't know.
Supposedly he discovered it when he saw an apple fall from a tree.
Yeah. That's so stupid, right?
Yeah, just ridiculous. It's like the science that was already in existence proved why things fall and why things rise. It's because of buoyancy and density. An apple falls to the ground because it's heavier than the molecules around it. It's heavier than the air. That's why it falls to the ground. Likewise, water will rise, bubbles will rise in water because it's lighter than the molecules around it. Not because of this magical gravity. If gravity existed, butterflies wouldn't be able to fly. Just all this water, it's able to hold all this water, yet it can't hold down birds and butterflies. It just doesn't make any sense. Okay, also,
I have a picture of the UN logo. This is what flat earthers believe. It is the map of the flat earth. Okay, as you can see right here, we have all the countries. And this is the map of the UN logo. Why do you think they made it like this? Complete mockery. That's why. They're just complete mockery, and, you know, they're laughing. And I used to be balls deep into flat earth. And I have more facts, too, that I can pull up that made me believe the flat earth was real. But now, dude, and I used to think that once you go flat, you never go back. But after getting older and just realizing it does sound silly, because I got out of the kind of conspiracy mindset about everything, because I used to question everything. Everything was fake. Everything. Everything was fake. But now that I'm getting older and I'm kind of, I like to think a little bit more mature, that I'm kind of, I'm kind of on the ropes a little bit. But since you are a flat earther and I consider myself leaning that way a little bit, I have to play kind of devil's advocate and kind of question you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so I have to kind of dispute you a little bit, even though I may agree or disagree with what you're saying, even though I'm going to read some flat earth facts. I have some flat earth facts right here. Okay, so the Earth's tilt sits at a 23.4 degree angle. Okay, anybody who works in math, or me, I work in construction. I have to run conduit and stuff. You learn a 90 degree bend is a perfect bend, running 90 degrees straight, and then it goes straight up. So if you take 23.4 degrees from a 90 degree angle, you are left with the difference of 66.6. So that's 666. Conveniently, right? The mark of the beast. Everybody knows 666 is the mark of the devil. If you don't have to be religious to know that. You can just know it. People just know things. You know what I mean? You don't have to just. You don't have to subscribe to the ideas of religion to know that.
Right.
So just saying that for fucking idiots out there. The Earth revolves around the sun. Now this changed on me because it used to be the Earth revolving around the sun at 66,600 miles an hour. Now they say 67. And if you look it up right here on Google, it changed because now it's exactly 67,000 miles an hour.
They're always changing stuff.
Yeah.
Like the distance from the sun kept increasing over years.
How fast does Earth orbit the sun? I'm gonna pull it up for here.
That looks so ridiculous to me.
Hang on, let me see. 30 kilometers a second. Okay, right here it says 67,000 miles an hour. Okay.
Yeah, remember
67,000.
Remember, the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour.
And it's spinning and it's revolving around the sun. Have you ever heard of something called centrifugal force?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Okay. You know those little rides they have at the rodeo? Let me show you an example. Centrifugal force. Don't look at my search history, guys. Okay, right here. Centrifugal force. This little ride at the rodeo, and this is spinning what, 10 miles an hour?
They go fast.
I don't know. Okay, let's say 20 miles an hour because it can't go past that. I mean, these kids fly around this machine and they're going 20 miles an hour. Imagine going 1,000 miles an hour spinning. Mm-hmm. You think that we're going to stay on Earth we're on it spinning 1,000 miles an hour while revolving 67,000 miles an hour through space with nobody in control? We're just on a ball that's hurling through space right now as we speak. 67,000 miles an hour while spinning 1,000 miles an hour, which is changing.
And then not only that, the sun is shooting through the solar system, and the entire solar system is shooting through the galaxy. So
It's loud.
yeah. So we're
Also-
moving in like so many different directions at one time. Yeah,
Also-
we're standing still. It's
Also, the sun
ridiculous.
is one of the smaller stars in the galaxy.
Allegedly.
Yeah. It's clearly way bigger than any stars, right? But these stars are so many light years away. And the sun is not even 1 light year away. What I want to know is how can somebody measure 93 million miles away? How do they even measure that? Because that's changed over the years too. The sun has gotten further and closer over the years. Now they're saying the sun is 94 million miles away, averagely. 93 million miles away. We're talking about millions of miles, people. We're not talking about thousands of miles. And I don't even know how far the damn moon is. The moon has to be, a few thousand miles an hour.
That's crazy because I just opened up this book and it landed right on the moon. No pun intended. Okay.
Landed on the moon. That's funny.
This is
because nobody ever landed on the moon.
Exactly. This is a book by Eric Dubay called Flatlantis, and he also wrote a book called 200 Proofs That the Earth is Not a Spinning Ball. But this page, since we're on the moon now, it says here that they finished the moon landing propaganda starting in 1976. NASA began faking Mars landings instead because we know that supposedly was it 1969 we landed on the moon?
1969, yeah, supposedly.
So then after the hype died down about that, then they said, oh, let's try to trick everybody about the Mars landing. The moon, you've seen that video where, who's that astronaut? What's his name?
Neil Armstrong?
Neil Armstrong and a couple others, they faked taking pictures of the Earth. They took pictures of a portion of the Earth through a circular window.
No.
You could hear them.
I did not see that. I could pull it up, though.
Yes, please pull that up because that's so much proof.
What about type in?
Just type in astronauts fake or Neil Armstrong fakes pictures of the Earth.
Neil Armstrong fakes picture of the Earth. Faked picture of the Earth. Okay, whatever. So
Videos.
videos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Man, I forgot the name of the documentary. Hold on, it's in this book somewhere.
Also, the Red Hot Chili Pepper song, I want to bring that up. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Remember that part?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Just complete mockery. I have this on this browser too. I pulled up. How far is the moon from the Earth? It says right there it is 238,000 miles away. And wasn't the moon landing televised, right? They had an estimated of 300 million viewers watching. But I don't know if this is right or wrong. The space shuttle, what do you call it? The rocket took off from NASA, from Houston and on NASA, and it landed on the moon, I believe the same night. You think that the rocket can land 238,000 miles in one day?
No.
I didn't think so. I mean, I could be wrong on that too. I wish I had somebody to fact check me on that. Like, was it like did the launch happen and then a couple of days later, they televised the moon landing itself? And how the hell can they transmit the video? Or did they go up there, shoot the video, come back down and play it? I'm asking a serious question because I really don't know. I really don't know if the whole thing was supposed to be. From what I thought everything was live on TV.
That's what they say it was. What they say broadcasted live.
Right, yeah, it was broadcasted live. So you mean in 1969 when they didn't even fucking have cell phones? Cell phones weren't even invented. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Video games weren't even invented back then, I don't think. In 1969. They transmitted a video of the moon landing. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's just complete insanity. I don't think that they realized that so many people would question them, 40, 50 years later. And why in 40 and 50 years haven't they went back to the moon? I mean,
they destroyed, or supposedly the footage was destroyed somehow. It doesn't exist anymore. NASA lost it or something.
What footage?
The footage of the moon landing.
Of the original moon landing?
Yes.
Well, it's everywhere on YouTube, though. What do you mean?
Not the entire.
Oh, not the entire.
Not the entire video and the original document. It's just conveniently was destroyed.
You probably saw strings and shit like that, and
yeah.
And people are stupid back then.
It says here, while you search for that, it says here that, however, in the documentary, a funny thing happened on the way to the moon. You can watch official leaked NASA footage showing Apollo 11 astronauts Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, and Michael Collins for almost an hour using transparencies and camera tricks to fake shots of around Earth. They communicate over audio with control in Houston about how to accurately stage the shot, and someone keeps prompting them on how to effectively manipulate the camera to achieve the desired effect. First, they blacked out all the windows except for a downward-facing circular one, which they aimed the camera towards from several feet away. This created the illusion of a ball-shaped Earth surrounded by blackness of space, when in fact it was simply a round window in their dark cabin. And then look at this.
Look at this piece of junk. Dude, look at this piece of shit, man. It looks like shit.
That's
man.
Gold foil. I'm an artist, so I know this. That's gold foil right there.
Right.
Probably some rods, like pipe, PVC pipe.
How was the flag perfect like that when there's no air? There's no
air. There's no
gravity. Yeah, there's no atmosphere. There's no gravity in space. So wouldn't the flag just like float up? Wouldn't it just start floating up? Like
right.
If there's no gravity, wouldn't it just the whole thing? And they have to wedge it pretty deep inside.
And it was waving. You see the flag? It's like waving.
It's
as
like
if
waving.
Wind is blowing. But
because America. No, you know why? Because America had to beat Russia. America had to be the first ones on the moon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was the whole Cold War. Mm-hmm. It was just a big pissing contest to see whose dicks were bigger, America or Russia. Look at these three guys. They're all fucking frauds. Freemasons, of course, of the highest degree, 33 degrees.
Yes. Facts.
So, yeah. The sun is 94 million miles away. The Earth's tail is 66 degrees, spinning 66,600 miles an hour. The sun is the closest star to the Earth, but it's one of the smaller stars. Just complete mockery, complete bullshit.
So you agree?
I do agree, man, and I try to side with us, and I actually went to Comic Palooza. I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you watched the video. I went to Comic Palooza, and they had you know what Comic Palooza is?
No.
It's a big comic book convention, but they have a lot of different stations you can go and visit. And NASA was there. People who work for NASA, supposedly, and they had a big old NASA set up there. People were sitting there, and they had NASA fucking necklaces or whatever like that, shirts. And I went and asked them questions, and they couldn't answer none of my questions. I went and asked them all these questions that I'm asking us. I'm asking you right now, and they just said the dumbest fucking things. I wish I could pull it up. It's on my Facebook. I'll pull it up another time. But yeah, right. It's pretty funny, dude. It's when I was a huge, flat earther. But now, dude, since I do have to kind of disagree with you just for shits and giggles, flat earthers, do you believe in the dome, in the firmament, as they say? Have you heard about that? Have you looked in that?
I have heard of that. And here's the thing about the flat earth community. There's so many ideologies going around. There are people who are spreading misinformation about the flat earth idea. There's some people saying that we're basically a plate floating in outer space and it's shooting up towards wherever. And that's not...
I find that hard to believe too.
Yeah, that's not the concept that I believe in. There may be a firmament, but I don't know. I've never been up there. Have you?
No. And they say that when you see a rainbow, it is a reflection of the firmament.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? Because you can never get to the end of the rainbow. And you see complete mockery when stuff like Taste the Rainbow, Skittles, and The Simpsons, when they had remember in the movie they put the dome over Springfield. Then they had a show. It was Stephen King's Under the Dome. I could pull that up. It was a Stephen King show on ABC. You can see right here, guys. Stephen King's Under the Dome. It was a show, I believe it was on ABC. Yeah, 2013. And then there's just mockery of the flat earthers and the dome and the firmament. If you look in the Bible, which I want to get into that next. I don't know if I'm spelling that right. Firmament.
That's correct.
Okay, so this is in the Bible, and it says, I believe on the first page. Let me pull this up. I don't know. This is just Wikipedia, so anybody can change this. In biblical cosmology, the firmament is the vast solid dome created by God on the second day to provide the primal sea called Tehom into upper and lower portions so that the dry land could appear. Vast solid dome. So guys, if you do call yourself Christians or Catholics or creationists, as far as the Christian way or Baptist, then you have to believe this because it talks about this in the Bible. If you believe everything in the Bible, right? People have to, there's a lot of Christians that I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ and stuff like that. Well, then how come you don't believe in this, the firmament? It says about this in the Bible. You believe everything in the Bible? I think it's a way to control people about how the way they think. And I'm going to get a lot of shit. And dude, I lost a lot of fucking friends, you know what I mean? Quote unquote friends, fake ass friends that unfriended me on Facebook for believing in the flat earth. Because back then, I'm not going to lie, I was pretty fucking annoying. Every day I would come with the new conspiracy theory, the flat earth, the clones, the fucking, what are those fucking things called? The reptilians. I would say all this shit every fucking day on Facebook. And believe me, I was pretty annoying for a while. I probably wasn't in front of myself back then anyways too. But, yeah, dude, I would come with this shit every fucking day. Something new. Remember that video I dropped? I don't know if you've seen the video, Illuminati University.
I don't know if I've seen that.
It's on YouTube. You're not. Get the fuck out. No. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, bro. I have a video and I could pull it up a little bit. It talk about the Illuminati card game. Have you heard about the Illuminati card game?
I have. I actually have. Yeah.
Okay. And I basically show pictures. I'm gonna pull up a little bit. This is kind of embarrassing for me, honestly, because it was a long time ago and I look kind of silly. I'm obviously researching. I gave myself all my videos, all my views,
Wasn't it that at the top?
No, that's just the topic.
Oh, a topic. Okay.
It was actually no. Did they take it down? Did they take my fucking video down? Dude, they took it down. Oh, right. Oh, no. It's this channel. And I'm going to play a little bit of it. Not to promote myself, but because I knew a lot more. This is me, by the way.
Attention people of this so-called planet Earth. You are being lied to and deceived by a hidden entity. Their goal is to make you worship Satan.
This is my music so I can play without getting kicked off.
This song is a call for the army of God.
Which side will you be on?
Let me tell you about the new world order. They want to slaughter everyone across every border.
Gang, gang.
Bloodsuckers and cannibals, they're animals.
And if you notice, I show the cards, everything I'm talking about. Look, Obama. This is in the 90s too, people. This is not something new.
Everyone wants to go out and have sex, but what happens when that bitch take you home and put a hex? We're living amongst witches and demons. I'm sick of the treason. Beware, cause these bitches are heathens. Fluoride in the water supply. And for telling y'all this shit, I probably would die. But I ain't tripping cause I'm riding with God. And I'ma keep spitting the truth whether y'all like it or not. 9/11 was an inside job. And if I don't speak up, that's a sin by God. Go to war, yeah, that's the answer. Why don't you smoke another cigarette packed with cancer? Attack these bastards, they lack the answers. The Pope's an actor and the quacks at NASA, telling you these lies like the earth is round. Spraying chemtrails all up in the clouds.
Dude, there's so much shit that I cover in this fucking video.
And it's all valid.
And it's 4 minutes long. And believe me, every 10 seconds I change things. And I used to be so balls deep into it, as you can see. And I talk about chemtrails. I talk about clones. I talk about fluoride. Look, there's our old video. Oh, yeah. Let's not watch that one.
It's not relevant.
No, it's not relevant. Yeah. But, yeah, dude. But what was my point? Where was I going with this?
You were talking about God.
Yeah, dude. Do you think people can all... Okay, you said you believe in God now? Would you say that you're religious, or would you say that you're Christian, or?
I would say I believe in God. I did go through a Christian phase where it's like I wouldn't even curse. I wouldn't take a sip of any alcoholic beverage. I stopped smoking marijuana. I lived in San Francisco, so it was legal over there, and I stopped smoking marijuana because it's against the religion, Christianity.
Right. Is it though?
Yeah, it is. It's one of the commandments, or not the commandments, but one of the verses in the Bible says, "Be ye sober."
Oh.
Be ye sober, and marijuana, once you take it, you're instantly intoxicated.
But what about wine? Didn't Jesus turn water into wine?
Yeah, he doesn't say not drink. He says don't get drunk. So you could drink wine and not get drunk. Just a few sips here and there. Even beer, like you have a beer and you're not like, oh shit, I can't drive.
Right, right.
So
when did you? Because what were you before you turned Christian, or you became?
At 17, I said I was agnostic, but I practiced things that were atheist.
Okay, can you define agnostic so I don't got to pull it up?
Agnostic is basically someone who admits to not knowing. They still believe there's a potential to be a God, but they rather just not admit there's a God unless they have tangible evidence that there's a God.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you always kind of believed in something.
The possibility of there being a God.
Yeah. So I just find it kind of bullshit that there was a dude who got all these animals on a boat, and the animals didn't eat each other. And what gave him these powers of being able to hypnotize these animals into not eating each other? Why didn't they eat each other? Because they all knew that they were going to get washed away if they didn't. You know what I mean? I believe he took 2 of each animal in the whole fucking world, or it was in that area that was going to give. What didn't the whole world flood? The whole world flooded.
Supposedly. Yeah.
Okay, and when was this? This is before Jesus, right?
Before Jesus.
Okay, before Jesus, the whole world flooded. Because why? Because God got mad?
Yeah, he wanted to clean the earth of its sin.
But he loves everybody.
Yeah.
God loves everybody, but he flooded the earth. He wanted to kill everybody and kill all the animals that he created. So why not just make them perfect to begin with? Why not just?
Well, the argument that Christians put forward is that the reason why he doesn't make us perfect is because he wants us to love him, and you can't love somebody if they're just a robot. Like when you created your daughter or your children,
okay,
you want them to love you out of their own will. You don't want to say, "Give me a hug now." You want it feels great.
I do that. I really do. I really do that, dude.
No. Okay, so you feel loved when your children or your family member comes out of their own will to say I love you, or shows you that they love you somehow, as opposed to them just being a robot and repeating the same thing because they're programmed that way. That's their argument, and I used to believe that too, and it makes somewhat sense in a way.
Okay. How did this one dude get everybody, all the animals to not eat each other? How the fuck did the lion sleep next to the sheep? And it was and everything was a male and a female, right? Even the bugs.
I guess they don't have free will.
Insects are animals, right?
Yeah, they don't have free will, right?
I don't
According
know.
to the Bible, they don't have free will. So I guess God put a message in their head: go this way.
What doesn't make sense to me either is that I don't know how long Adam and Eve lived, like 1,000 years or whatever. And he created them first. He created Adam, and then he took out one of his ribs to make her.
That's according to the Bible, yes.
Right? According to the Bible, yeah. And I'm not sure which version it is because there's different versions, which to me is another is just
more confusion. Yeah,
more confusion. You got the King James, you got the New Testament, you got the Old Testament, you got the fucking in between.
NIV,
yeah,
all that stuff.
You got 45 different Bibles, essentially. I'm not sure how many. That's just throwing a number out there. 45, 50 different Bibles. Might be 70 Bibles. I'm not sure. I don't remember. My memory's not quite like it used to be. But, and then he created Eve from Adam's rib. And then they had sex. He said he told them to be fruitful and multiply. I believe that's what it says, quote. And they had kids.
They weren't supposed to have kids.
They weren't supposed to have kids?
No.
What do you mean?
They didn't have kids before Eve ate the apple.
But what does be fruitful and multiply mean?
Well, that was a commandment after Eve broke the law, basically, that God gave her. Don't eat from this tree of knowledge of good and evil. And she did it. And then he said, you will now bear children in pain.
The forbidden fruit.
Yeah, whatever it is, apple, dragon fruit, who knows?
Which is the Apple logo.
Yes. Yeah.
The forbidden fruit, which is everybody has a fucking Apple phone nowadays. Especially if you're Christian. you better have an Apple phone if you're Christian, dude. If you're Christian, you don't have an Apple phone, you're a fake Christian. No, I'm just kidding, obviously. Hopefully people don't take me too serious.
Frauds.
So after he said that, be fruitful and multiply, they start having sex, right? So what would happen before if she would never ate the fruit? I'm not sure if,
It would have just been him, Adam, and Eve in the garden. Just living in perfect harmony.
Why? Just them two. What's the point?
I have no idea.
If God is all-knowing, all-powerful, how did he not know they were going to eat the fucking fruit? If he's all-knowing and all-powerful.
Those are questions I would not be able to answer.
I know, dude. I want to have a fucking preacher in here so I could just tear him a new one.
I mean, I have answers that preachers have said before.
I wish I could have somebody in here that I wouldn't just piss off, because I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody or to anybody's beliefs, but I have questions that are really legit unanswered, and to me it doesn't make sense. He made a fucking tree. Don't eat from the tree. Why'd you make the tree? Then he kicked out Satan, Lucifer, out of heaven, so he's a fallen angel, but he used to be an angel. But angels are all happy and holy and perfect, right? But did this angel decide to be a little asshole one day?
Well, no, angels are not perfect. They have free will.
Really?
Yes.
That's why they call my son a little angel. I'm like, what? Never seen an angel like that. He's one of those. He's one of them fucking angels.
He's a fallen angel.
He's a fallen angel, dude. He's like a little Damien.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. Not really. Anyways, so yeah, what I was going with this is they have kids. Their kids start fucking each other to multiply. How do you get different races?
The story. That's the story.
So, okay, dude, y'all have kids. Make your kids bone each other. Right?
Wow. How do you get different races? I heard somewhere that they started off black, like dark-skinned people.
Right, I heard that too. In Africa, right? Adam and Eve, the Garden of Eden was in Africa?
Supposedly.
Right?
And that a black person can have an albino baby. So, there you go.
I don't know, man. It just... And I don't want to... I'm not in any way an evolutionist.
Me neither.
Like, I don't think that we came from a fucking tadpole that one day grew legs and it became a frog or a fish. And then the fish came out of water and the fucking fish grew legs and it turned into I don't even know what the theory is. And then it turned into a fucking monkey. And then it was a caveman. And then, why are there still apes today? Why are there still monkeys today? How come they didn't evolve? How come there's no record of any type of evolution that we can, go to? Because nowadays, I think that scientists, they have the technology to genetically engineer animals, and I do believe that they can do that. They can give a person another fucking eye or something. You know what I mean? Or they can create a Bigfoot, so to speak, in a lab, some type of superhuman type of thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. If you had the camera zoom.
Dude, so, and they're able to clone sheep. If they're able to clone sheep to clone chicken, why do people not believe that they can clone humans? You know what I mean? They can clone your dog. If you have enough money, I think it's like $80,000, and you have your dog dead with you, or it's about to die, they can clone that same dog for the right amount of money. They have cloned monkeys. You know it's after monkeys. They sent the fucking monkey to space, supposedly. I saw it on the commercial for Tang.
About the babies, there's clones rather. There's an in vitro where people can go and choose which gender baby they want to have.
Right.
And then they inject it into their body and then they have that gender baby, which is like playing God.
It's more than gender, dude. It's hair color, eye color.
Wow.
Yeah, you can do all that now. A lot of celebrities do that. That's why their fucking babies come out perfect. They get a surrogate. He said, Well, or come out closer. I don't even know why the comment section is not working now. Stupid ass fucking program. What do I pay for this shit for? Anyways, so yeah, they're able to pay for what kind of baby they want. They want their baby to be biracial. They want the baby to have a big cock.
That sounds very pedophilic.
They want I want my son to have a huge schlong because I don't have one. And I know that it runs in my family. We have a family of small penises. And I know because I asked my dad. And I want him to be the first of his kind. You know what I mean? I want him to fucking have a huge fucking porn star. Huge porn star schlong with a fucking elbow and a bicep. They can curl 15 pounds. And
you just put like a weird image in my mind.
I wonder how these girls are gonna be, dude. These girls that are getting their boobs done and they're getting their butts done.
Well, a lot of them are transgender.
A lot of the girls are trans. No, but I'm saying I know some from high school that have got it done.
Got what done?
Everything.
Oh dang.
Huh?
Like a Brazilian butt lift?
Everything. They got an ass. They got tits. They got their nose done. They got their lips done. They got their fucking...
The Kylie Jenner package.
Yeah. They went to KylieJenner.com, purchased the package. Actually, I don't know where they went. They probably went to, I don't know, some type of plastic surgeon. and they got all these things done. But a lot of these, and that goes to also playing God again. If they call themselves Christian, if they believe in God, if they believe in, Jesus, you're not supposed to get anything done like that. Jesus makes you perfect. He makes us in his likeness.
In his image,
In his image or whatever. I don't know what's the exact quote, but I don't know what image either. What image is talking about? Because if you look at me, you look at Shaquille O'Neal, we look like two different species. He looks so huge and just a gigantic man with dark skin, and I'm just a short, little, fat guy with pale skin. You know what I mean?
Why do you hate on yourself so hard?
I just like that.
Self-deprecating.
Yeah.
It's good. But the explanations that Christians give never made sense to me. I don't understand what he means by in his image when we all look different. And then he says the Bible also says not to fall in love with the flesh because you're not the flesh, you're the spirit. This is just something you have for a temporary amount of time.
Correct. Okay.
So it just contradicted itself.
Yeah, dude, why does he make us so horny?
Because he wants us to procreate, but yeah, that's the thing that the Bible says about people who are horny all the time. Mm-hmm. He allows us to be married. So when you get in a relationship with the girl, we're not talking about lawful marriage. We're talking about I'm going to be with you for the rest of my life. We don't have to go to court to prove it. That is marriage, and he supposedly gave that to us so that we could have sex, to relieve ourselves of our sexual desires. So maybe that has something to do with it.
What does the Bible say about jerking off? Does it say anything about that? Is it a sin? Fucking monkeys jerk off, dude. You go to the fucking zoo, you see the monkey in the fucking corner beating it. He sees these naked monkeys looking at him through the window. He's like, oh shit, I never seen one of these. I like the girl with the big tits in the front. And he starts fucking beating his meat right there in front of everybody. Is that a sin?
It is.
Can animals sin?
The animals can't sin, supposedly, because they don't have free will. We do. We have the choice not to do or to act on impulses. So, for example, you said jacking off. Mm-hmm. You need to lust after something more often than not to masturbate. Mm-hmm. So a lot of Christians argue that watching porn or just imagining having sex, they say, if you thought about having sex with somebody in your heart, you've already lusted. You've already committed a sin.
If you what's I'm sorry, say that again.
If you've already imagined having sex with somebody, lusting basically, then you've already made the sin, even though you haven't had sex with her.
Let me pull this up real quick. I was curious when you said free will. Yeah. Free will is the power of acting without the constraint of necessity or fate. The ability to act at one's own discretion. So animals can't do that.
Supposedly.
I don't know, man. Sometimes my dog can be a little asshole. And I know he's pissed off at me sometimes. And he pisses on stuff, and you know what I mean? Does that make sense? So animals don't have souls? Is that what it's saying? Do you believe animals have souls? I've seen all dogs go to heaven.
I think that they do have a soul.
Have you seen all dogs go to heaven?
A long time ago.
Okay, there's your proof.
That's not proof.
Dogs go to heaven, dude.
No.
They're good boys. Only the good ones do. The little assholes don't. The ones that...
The chihuahuas?
Yeah, the little chihuahuas, they all go to hell.
They burn?
They burn in hell because they just bark, and I don't know, they're little demon-looking, chupacabra-looking motherfuckers. I never got the big deal over chihuahuas, but... No, dude, I mean, like I said, man, I have a lot of questions about the Bible and about religion and stuff like that. Some things to me just don't make sense. Have you heard the story of Job?
I have heard it. That's what actually got me to believing in God.
Really?
Yeah, because when I moved to San Francisco, I was staying in this hotel, Marina Bay Inn, with my uncle, and I was agnostic at the time. So when I reached over into the drawer, the first thing I saw was the Bible, and I'm like, oh, the Bible, I might as well open it.
Really?
And I opened it, and the first page it took me to was the book of Job, which is not the first book in the Bible. It's like somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, it's not the first chapter.
First book.
Oh, first book. Okay,
Yeah, they're
so
books. Genesis is a book. Job is a book.
really? Oh, so the Bible just a big book
Compilation of books.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I feel really stupid now.
No, you're not gonna know everything, Gabe.
I do know everything.
Take it easy on yourself.
Okay. So what about so you said Job is the first book, or then
It's not the first book. So
obviously Genesis is.
My point about saying that was that out of all the books I could have turned to, it was a story about a man who has his faith tested. Mm-hmm. And I was having my faith tested so much so that I gave up on believing in God.
To me, the story of Job is really silly. And I don't want to offend you.
I agree.
And
you're not
that's-
going to offend me. I'm not Christian. I believe in God, but I had a little phase of Christianity where I was like hyper Christian. If you smoke, you're a sinner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it's all about weighing and balancing what's real and what's not.
Yeah, dude, to me, the story of Job is so ridiculous because God just wants to prove a point to the devil, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, he's gonna worship me, even if I take away all his fucking family, even if I destroy his crops and give him the fucking these illnesses and these disease. Oh, told you so. You know what I mean? The devil basically told God, the only reason he worships you is because you give him everything. You give him a lot of crop, a lot of animals, healthy family, a lot of kids, a wife. And God said, no, he will worship me. To me, it's just silly. The devil and God having a conversation like that, like didn't just meeting up and
No.
he would have just called him on the phone. Hey, this Job guy. I don't know, dude. And then God can be everywhere at the same time, right?
Supposedly, yeah.
God's everywhere. God's here. I mean, I don't want to sound like I don't believe in God, because I do. It's just I have a lot of questions and not a lot of answers that I see that are plausible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
That's fair. I mean, I believe in God because we had to have been created. There's no way that we're able to do all these things and create all these things without somebody creating us.
Right.
We look at a coffee mug, right? You look at a coffee mug and you know instantly somebody created that. Somebody intelligent created that simple coffee mug.
Yeah, right.
So it's insane for somebody to suggest that we are a mere accident from a cosmic sneeze known as the Big Bang Theory.
Correct.
So some intelligent being had to have created our complex body with all the organs and the mind itself. So
That's true, man. I mean, I believe in science to a certain extent, but then you say, who created science, right?
well, science is just the study of something. When you say the scientific community, there are scientists that disagree with each other.
Right.
When somebody says, oh, they don't believe in science as an argument or a talking point, it's like, okay, but there are different scientific studies that refute other scientific studies. So you can't just say, if I say something that disagrees with you, you can't just say, oh, well, he doesn't believe in science. It's no, I believe in a different science. I used a different method to get to a different point. So that's a common argument tactic.
And there are scientists that are creationists.
Yes, that's correct.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think yes, somebody created the universe, or the earth. I'm not even sure if I fucking believe in the universe anymore. I was just so much, you don't know what's lies. Mm-hmm. Let's see if we could take a caller. I'll put the number on the screen. There's a number right there, 281-860-2403. If you're watching, feel free to call in and weigh in. Give us your thoughts if you like. 281-860-2403. I know it's a Sunday night. People got to wake up for work tomorrow, but if you're watching and you want to call in, weigh in, feel free to. We are having an open debate. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Everything works perfect. The sun is the perfect amount of distance from the earth for us to be alive. The wind, we're able to drink water. The moon is in the right position for us to see in it, for it to reflect light, for us to be able to see at night. You know what I mean?
I don't think it reflects light.
Or I could, like I said, I'm a dumbass. What does it do? How does it?
I think it emanates its own light. If it reflected light, it would be the same warm yellow tone as the sun, and it would be warm. But scientific studies have proven that moonlight is cooler than the sun. So here's the study. Basically, in the sun, when you put a thermometer in the sunlight, it's hotter than the temperature in the shadow. That's why you go in the shadow to cool off.
Right.
When the sun's out. However, in contrast,
in the shade.
Right. In contrast, when the moon is out and you put a thermometer in the moonlight, it's warmer than the shadow. Yes. Or excuse me, it's cooler. Sorry, I misspoke right there. It's cooler than the shadow.
The moonlight
is cooler.
Is cooler than the
shadow. But we would think it would work the other way around.
Like the way it works with the sun.
Exactly, but it's the opposite.
So the moon makes its own light. The light from the moon comes from within. And I used to believe this too when I still kind of am a flat earther.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's putrefying. It's cool.
It's what is the word that you
blue?
Use?
Self-illuminating.
Self-illuminating.
Yeah.
Self-illuminating?
Illuminating. I would say illuminating.
Self-illuminating.
Yeah.
We are getting into it, man. This is great. This is good. A lot of good topics. But
yes, and the sun isn't a big giant ball of gas. Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. It's burning, and the sun is burning, right? It's constantly burning. Supposedly, what NASA's telling us, the sun is burning. How come it hasn't burned out after? How old is the Earth? How many billion years old?
It's like what, 4.6 billion years?
No, I think more than that.
I think it's 4.6 billion.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was right.
Oh, you were right. 4.543 billion years old. How can they even measure that?
It's just a made up number.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but what is their explanation? How do they say? And then dinosaurs were around, what, 60 million years ago?
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Man, I forgot we were going to talk about dinosaurs.
Well, you're going to talk about dinosaurs. Okay. You're going to talk about dinosaurs because I don't know. All I know is I saw them in Jurassic World, so you can't tell me they're not real.
Right. That's enough proof. Those are documentaries.
Yeah.
Basically.
They're good actors, too. Okay. Dinosaurs. Why are they not real?
I don't think dinosaurs are real because, first of all, there are no dinosaurs existing today. They might tell you like the crocodile or the alligator is some sort of dinosaur that's been around for millions of years. But we only get to see these things called fossils. But fossils are simply imprints in rock. They're not actual physical bones or mummified bones that these archaeologists pick up out of the ground.
So the bones
are casts.
Yeah. Which means like what? Replicas or?
Yeah, you could call them replicas, but I think that honestly, any sort of fossil that's on display in a museum, first of all, they admit that the fossils on display are not the real bones.
Right.
They put them in the back so they don't get damaged.
Right.
But I think that the way that the dinosaurs are designed, take example for the T-Rex, its head is almost the same size as its body. So the counterbalancing wouldn't work out if it was in real life.
Really?
It would fall on its head. It wouldn't be balanced correctly.
No shit.
And a lot of the bones look like chicken bones. If you look really close
because
to
dinosaurs are related to chickens, right? Chickens are dinosaurs.
That's another thing. Yeah. Supposedly, yeah, they're birds. They're birds of the Jurassic era.
Right. Okay, so what else, man? How do you explain the... Well, you already said they're not real, the fucking fossils, so there goes that one. And another thing is, I think it's the 1800s, because before the 1800s, dinosaurs didn't exist. Nobody ever heard of dinosaurs before the 1820s, 1830s. The first scientist, the first archaeologist discovered the first dinosaur bones, right?
Oh, yeah, in China.
Was it China?
They thought it was a dragon.
Really?
Yeah.
So before that, there was no dinosaurs. So we're... Again, also with just like the globe Earth, the ball Earth, we're brought up from a very young age being taught you live on a ball. Dinosaurs existed. From a young age, you're being programmed. You're being, spoon-fed all these lies, which we don't know if they're true or not because there has not been a complete skeleton found of dinosaurs. Am I right? There has not been a complete, an entire skeleton.
That is true. Like you'll find, supposedly they only found a head of one dinosaur, but there are no complete fossils, and it's because there are no fossils.
So there's only been one skull. And there's also no mention of dinosaurs in the Bible, right?
Yep, there are none. You have like Leviathan, but I don't think it's a dinosaur.
Why do you think that they're taking out religion from schools?
Because that's part of the plan to make everybody depraved. I mean, I know when we were in high school, not even high school, junior high,
right?
We were some bad kids, but it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse.
I was a perfect child. I don't know what you're talking about.
You of all people. Yeah, that's BS right there. But no, now the kids, I mean, now it's not junior high now. It's like primary school. These kids are twerking.
Yeah.
Wearing crop tops.
But you can't tell them anything because it's their creative expression, right? Nowadays, they want to see kids twerking. They have a fucking movie on Netflix about kids twerking. And they're like, what, 11, 12 years old?
10 or
10?
11.
10 or 11 years old.
Yeah, what's it? Cuties? It's called Cuties.
Cuties.
Yeah.
Cutie pies or some shit. Cuties, maybe. It's a whole movie. And people, dude, this is their, this is the agenda of the elite, of the Illuminati. They have complete pedophilia. They have, if you go to Bohemian Grove, they have sacrificial
Rituals.
There we go. Sacrificial rituals for children but sacrifices was in the Bible too, if I'm not mistaken. What father sacrificed his son? I forgot what it was.
Oh my gosh. I think it was, who was going to sacrifice his son? Was it Peter? You're going to have to Google that one for me. But he ended up not doing it at the very last minute, right before he was going to kill his son.
Who sacrificed their son in the Bible?
Abraham, okay.
There we go. Let me pull this up. In the biblical narrative, God tells Abraham to sacrifice his son, Isaac or Moriah. Abraham begins to comply. When a messenger from God interrupts him, Abraham then sees a ram and sacrifices it instead. This is complete. Come on, man. Okay, yes. So what did God want him to do? Did God want him to sacrifice it, or he didn't?
I think what his goal was to measure Abraham's faith in him. That's what the narrative is.
But how do you know if this guy is not suffering from schizophrenia, hearing voices?
Right.
Because schizophrenia had to be around back then too, right?
Maybe. Yeah.
People had mental illnesses back then. Just because we had no way of measuring it, and we had no doctors, and nobody knew of mental illness back then. I mean, mental illness the term mental illness is fairly new, I think. Mm-hmm. I don't remember ever hearing it whenever I was growing up or when I was a teenager or anything like that. I know people obviously had schizophrenia and depression, anxiety, and these kind of I don't know if you call them disorders or just, you can
call them disorders.
Okay, yeah. Disorders or illnesses. I don't remember hearing anything about that till the social media age. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The age of tech. I mean, I feel like every decade is the age of technology. It just evolves. Now that's what I do believe it evolves.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, just to seal this topic off of Abraham, he could be an invented character, just to push the story. But yeah, I go to University of Houston, and there are some students that are mad upset with me because I didn't want to introduce myself with gender pronouns.
What do you mean? You didn't want to introduce yourself like Mr. or?
My name's Alexander, and my gender pronouns are he, him. Like they want you to specify your gender pronouns.
Oh, they want you to do that.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to.
No, because it should be obvious. But we've gotten to a point where
Yeah.
it's like Tumblr in real life.
Yeah.
Like I'm gender queer, whatever the hell that means. Then there's another one that's gender non-conforming, and Zer and Zim is a pronoun, and it's just, what are you guys smoking?
Wow.
What are you guys, crack? Is it crack?
So what happened? Like one particular class, how do you know they got mad at you, or they told?
It was a YouTube video that we had to watch to enroll in the next semester. We had to watch this sexual harassment video.
Okay.
And instead of talking about, they did talk about sexual harassment, but they subtly implemented this narrative of introducing yourself with he, him, she, him, gender pronouns. Every single character in the video was like, hi, my name is da 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 da, and my gender pronouns are she, her, and my gender pronouns are he, him.
And sometimes it would be a girl saying it's he, him, right? And sometimes it would be a dude saying she, her, right?
Well, you can't tell sometimes. So
yeah, I know
you don't want to be
that.
offensive and say, yeah, I could totally tell that was a dude and he was just saying she, her.
Yeah.
But basically I said, it's just weird. I commented and I said, it's weird that they're making the character say she, her, but this video is about sexual harassment.
I hate that everybody's so woke nowadays, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just can't stand the woke movement, and I sound like a bigot, or I sound racist, or I sound homophobic when I say that. And really I'm not racist. I'm not homophobic, you know what I mean? I'm not anything like that. I think everybody's cool. I mean, I'm cool with everybody as long as you don't fuck with me. I don't fuck with you. And I go by individuals. I'm not going by a whole body of, people. Mm-hmm. I cannot like one transgender guy, and that doesn't mean I don't like any transgender guy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I cannot like one white guy. It doesn't mean I don't like any white guys. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's kind of just bullshit, man. Like what? Okay. What if I don't want to be called him, he, or she, him? What else is there? Is there more?
I'm kidding. No, don't ever call anybody
it or thing. Call me a thing.
that.
Call me
over
that.
There.
No. That thing over there.
No, I don't. There's so many. Apparently, there's over 60 different genders, and they're growing. There's one called omnigender, I think. Yeah, omnigender.
What is that?
Where they're all the genders that are ever growing. So even though there are new genders coming out every day, there'll be those ones that come out too. They're everything.
What?
Yeah, and if you
this is mind blowing.
Yeah, if you go, I think Tumblr
God.
has like everything documented. It looks all professional. Oh, it's a Wikia page.
Okay.
Gender.wikia or something like that.
I can pull it up if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. Sure. Go ahead. Yeah, I think this is the official resource of
what is it called?
Gender.wikia. Yeah, I think this is the official resource for this ideology. .wiki.
Wiki?
Yeah.
Gender.wiki. Gender wiki. Okay, so it's like a Wikipedia? Let me pull it up for everybody to see what we're looking at right here. Gender wiki. Okay. Binary genders, non-binary, gender queer. I thought queer was offensive.
Right? It's like they adopt slurs and then it's like they want people to insult themselves. Like, I'm gender queer.
Okay. So what happens if I want to be okay, so do these people, like, what do they have down there? Do they have both? Do they have neither? Do they have something else besides?
Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what genitalia
okay, it doesn't matter what
gender. It's just whatever your mind tells you are.
So if I go to California, I go to one of these blue states, and I have I go to my doctor, and like, what do they say? Do they say, do you want to know the gender of your child? Like, how do these people, how do they have like a gender reveal party? Because they don't know yet, right? Until the baby can decide, or
exactly
until the child can decide. What if one day I want to be this, and then the next day I want to be that? Mm-hmm. am I gonna get offended? You know, or say not me, but what if somebody wants to be him, her, and the next day they want to be she, him, and the next day they want to be something else?
They have those. I think some drag queens do that. When they're dressed like a woman, they want to be addressed as she, her, and then when they're out of drag, they want to be called he, him.
Really?
So it's like you have to gauge.
Super confusing.
Yeah.
What if I want to be a god? I want to be.
Kanye already did it.
He did?
Yeah, he said, "I'm God."
There you go. You have to address him as God.
Exactly.
If you don't, then that's super offensive.
Mm-hmm. You're bigoted.
You're a bigot. You're a bigot if you
you're
don't.
homophobic, transphobic, Islamophobic, anti-Semitic, bigot.
That is so funny, dude. I remember like in 2004 or something, Randy from South Park. I don't know if you watched South Park.
Not in a long time.
Randy from South Park wanted to be a dolphin.
That's so random.
So he he got all this surgery done to become a dolphin.
Was he squeaking like a dolphin?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I think it was the same episode, maybe not, that Kyle wanted to be black. So they did that.
Rachel Dolezal. Yeah.
They took out some, I don't know what they took. They took out some stuff. They made him super tall, and they took out some shit from people's like eyeballs or something. They put in his kneecaps. He went to go dunk a basketball. He dunked the basketball. When he came down, his fucking legs exploded.
Oh, that's disturbing.
It was so funny, dude. Dude. Once again, predictive programming. Mm-hmm. What if I want to be biracial? But that's offensive, right? If I want to dress up in blackface, that's offensive, right? But what if deep down I truly believe in my heart of hearts that I'm a black man or a black woman? Can I do that without being offensive?
I guess it depends on the way that you do it. I mean, there are a lot of musicians that get away with kind of blurring the lines of their ethnicity, but most people would be offended.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of hypocritical though? Don't you think? Don't you think it's a little bit hypocritical?
I think it's all racist. Like, why does race matter so much? Jeez.
So I can be any kind of fucking gender in the universe. I can create my own gender, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, I can create my own gender, but I can't be another race. I could be any gender I want to be, but not another race.
Exactly. Which is something you're born with, but they try to trick you with terminology, and they say, "Oh, well, you don't know the difference between sex and gender," and it's like they're the same thing, you dumb bitch.
Right.
Sorry.
No, you're right. No, you're right.
I'm thinking of certain people in my head.
Bitch. Jesus Christ, take it easy. You can't say Jesus Christ either.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, to Christians.
Yeah. So what do you now? What do you think that you're like your religion? Like, would you say you're Christian, or would you just say you're kind of back to agnostic? What do you think you are?
I believe in God and reality. Mm-hmm. So I just admit that I don't know everything, but there has to be a God. There has to be a God. I don't know if it's the God that, because in the Bible it tells us that Jesus is God. But I don't know. It sounds very cultish to me.
But who was God before Jesus? Because Jesus is fairly young. He's only 2020 years old, right?
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. Right now we're living AD, 2020 AD. Mm-hmm. So, and then you go BC, before Christ, right? Mm-hmm. Even though that's a scientific term, why is it still before Christ whenever scientists don't believe in Christ?
I couldn't. I think it depends on history, the Gregorian calendar. Apparently, that religion, Christianity, had a big impact on people's beliefs in what they think is real. So they said, "Oh, well, Jesus was born on this day."
Another thing that I think is really contradictory. Sorry, I'm having a lot of brain farts. I know it's a little toasty in here, right? It's a little warm in here. Yeah, this fucking computer emits heat.
Surprised it doesn't say the devil on it. My little brother's says devil in it.
On what, his computer?
Yeah, inside his computer. It says
Really?
Devil. Yeah.
Why would it say that?
I have. Maybe it's a brand.
Paul?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If Christians are so loving, right? You want to be a good Christian, you got to love everybody. How come there, a lot of them too in the olden days, a lot of them were homophobic. If a man can't lay with another man, it says in the Bible, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it say that in the Bible?
Yeah.
But
you should not
now,
lay with a man as you lay with a woman. Yeah.
but now you can, now it's all accepting and believe me, I'm not saying that it shouldn't be this way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that Christians are like a lot of people nowadays. You should accept somebody. You should forgive them for their sins, and sometimes they're the biggest hypocrites. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People, it'll be the people in the first row at church that are the worst people.
Mm-hmm. Well, some Christians would argue that those aren't Christians; they're just hypocrites.
Yeah, they are.
So, like with anything, you can say that you're something, but you go against the teachings, then you're null and void.
So what if I'm a gay, transgender?
You're not Christian.
But what if I'm a Christian? What if I want to
be a Christian because you're not following the rules of a Christian? Just like if I can say I'm a football player, but I'm kicking the ball like it's a soccer ball.
Mm-hmm.
American football, by the way.
It is so. American football. You gotta clarify that. It's so wishy-washy, man. You know what I mean? This whole country is, and I say it, they're turning into a bunch of pussies. Everybody's walking on eggshells because they don't want to offend anybody. When back, 20 years ago, people were saying, they were dropping the F-bomb, which I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I'm just saying how, whenever social media came out and it started this whole woke movement, everybody's woke, everybody's PC, started the PC movement, politically correct. And I don't know if I like it.
You don't know if
I don't know if I like it or not.
I like people not being intentionally assholes.
That's true. Yeah.
But I don't like that our language is highly policed to where if I say, "Excuse me, sir," and then she's like, "You got my pronouns wrong. It's ma'am."
Yeah, like that video.
Yeah.
Which is clearly a fucking dude. She's built like Triple H.
And not only that, what kind of woman would just be like, "You want to take this outside?"
I know, right?
Bro, smash your fucking head in.
Oh my God. We're gonna one day we're probably gonna have a transgender president. Might be Caitlyn Jenner.
I would not be surprised. I think some of them were already transgender, but that's for another day.
Caitlyn Jenner, like Michelle Obama.
Michael.
Mike, you seen that too, right?
Yeah.
Can't say that. Get canceled. Cancel culture. Yeah. Your thoughts on cancel culture?
Cancel culture is trash.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it in the garbage.
I agree.
Why are you? That was a hesitant applaud.
I didn't hit it. They were like, they didn't know if they were gonna.
Like, do I agree?
Yeah. We have an audience in the back, people. They're on standby. They're getting the little cue cards to say what to do.
Oh, yep. Yes.
So,
shout out to Ellen.
So, cancel culture. I think they're a bunch of assholes, man, because they are, they're hypocrites. They're canceling people for saying, for shit they're saying 10 years ago, or even 20, fucking 30, 40 years ago, which I think that certain people should be canceled, like fucking Bill Cosby. Obviously, I think he needs to be in jail.
Do you?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Why don't you? Do you or not?
Was it proven that he raped somebody?
I don't think they have hard evidence, no, but it was just...
Well, anybody could say somebody raped them.
That's true.
I could say, I came over here, and when Gabe turned the cameras off, he raped me.
That's true. But you're not a female. If you're female,
no, that's true.
If you're female, they'll believe you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 100%. If you're female, they don't even question, bro. It's like for example, what's going on right now, Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. I'm not sure if you heard about that. Mm-hmm. He was being abused in their relationship. you know, she would abuse him. She would put out cigarettes on him. She would hit him. She would, you know, mentally and verbally abuse him. And she played the victim in court. And now Johnny Depp is losing out on a lot of movie roles. You know, they're passing on Johnny Depp. They're canceling Johnny Depp, one of the best fucking actors, I think, who's ever lived, because of some stupid cunt, Amber Heard, who I used to like back in the day. But now I fucking hate her.
Yeah, and didn't she admit to hitting him?
Yeah. So. And she lost in court. Yeah. Johnny Depp won in court, but people are still canceling him because he put her on blast. He just basically spoke his truth. I think it's really contradictory. Fuck, man, what's the word?
Contradictory.
I sound like a complete idiot. I don't know. I think it's really contradictory. You just said it 2 seconds ago.
Or you could just say, I think it's a contradiction.
I think it's a contradiction that people are canceling him whenever she was the one who was, you know, but she's a woman. So she's the victim, right?
Automatically, yeah.
But no, dude, with Bill Cosby, I mean, supposedly I've heard other people saying, like, not come forth and accusing him, but saying that he's really fucking weird, man. Like, he did a lot of shit back then, and that is really plausible. I think it was like 40-something girls or 50 girls that all came out and said that he raped her. He raped them, he drugged them, and stuff like that. So I think he does need to be in jail. I think he does that. I think he is guilty in that particular case. I'm not saying every man who's been Me Too'd, you know, is guilty, because some bitches just want a fucking paycheck. You know what I mean? I don't think that as soon as you're in this country now, you're guilty until proven innocent.
You know, I actually witnessed a woman use that against her girl or her boyfriend. I lived with somebody who did that.
Wow.
And they said if something like, I forgot exactly what they were fighting over, and I'm not going to say any names, but
say their names. I'll tag them.
No, that's their personal stuff. They're doing good now. But
okay.
She said, if you don't do something right now, I caught the tail end of it. She's like, I'll just call the police and tell them that you beat me. And she was holding a knife in her hand too. So, you know, men get abused too.
Yeah, dude. They start punching themselves.
Yeah. Have you seen Gone Girl?
Is it a show?
Rosamund Pike. No, it's a movie with Rosamund Pike and Ben Affleck.
No.
Yeah.
Oh. I think I heard about it like twice.
Well, in that film, I'm not going to spoil a lot of it, but basically the woman like beats herself and makes it look like she got beat up.
And she ended up winning in court?
I don't think they went to court.
Oh, they didn't go to court?
She convinced a lot of people that she was beat, basically.
Oh, that Ben Affleck beat her. God damn it, dude! And it's on film.
It's a film.
I know. Yeah, it's a scripted film.
Yeah. Like many of these cases.
Cases of COVID.
Well, all of it: abuse, COVID, everything you see.
Everything's scripted.
I think all the news is like it's a show.
What they do,
production.
man, is they have a simulator that has some type of algorithm that's gonna predict what will happen if this happened. You know, they have so much fucking technology that we don't even know about. You know, I believe that they have technology that's not gonna come out to like 10, 15 years from now. That just so like alien technology. See, another part of me believes in aliens, because how can we be this one planet if we are a planet? Say we are, just for shits and giggles, say that we are on this ball in the universe. Of course there's more life out there, right? Because the universe is so huge that there has to be other life forms out there. I don't think that we're the only ones that can exist. You know what I mean? That seems kind of silly too.
I think we can.
So you don't believe in aliens?
No.
Have you looked into the pyramids and how they were built, and how that it's basically almost impossible for humans, especially back then, to be able to build the pyramids, and the Mayans and the Aztecs and all that kind of stuff? They have pyramids in different parts of the world.
But we measure our ancestors by our abilities. But who's to say that they weren't more intelligent? Yeah.
I never thought of that.
We always think that they're more primitive than we are. Like, oh, we can't replicate this, so there's no way that they were able to build it. Maybe they were. They were definitely better at math, considering that they knew how to align certain buildings to face the northern star and the constellations. We don't even consider that when we make cities. We just build shit as high as we can because we're in a pissing contest constantly. But our ancient ancestors built things to correlate with the sky.
That is true, man. That is and I haven't looked too far into the pyramids and stuff like that, which I'm gonna look into later on another day. The pyramids, the Bermuda Triangle. That's a lot of shit just fascinates me when it comes to the earth and how old it is, and you know what I mean? Have you looked into the Bermuda Triangle at all?
I've heard about it.
Yeah. People get lost, and then there's like a triangular thing. If you go to the center of it, it's like another. Supposedly, it takes you to another dimension.
I want to go.
I'm starting to believe more. Like I said, now that I'm not a complete flat earther, I'm not completely thinking about that. That I'm thinking that there is other alternate dimensions, and we're seeing that a lot in movies too. If you noticed, Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse. I can't name anything else right now, but there's other dimensions. And it's a lot in video games too. That there's other alternate dimensions. That, for example, there's another dimension that you're right here sitting in this chair doing the podcast, and I'm in your chair. You know what I mean?
Like a flipped dimension,
right? And there's an infinite number of dimensions out there. Have you heard about that?
I've heard about that. That there's another Earth that has people on it that look exactly like us, but they have different lives.
Yeah, but it's an infinite a number. You see it in that movie Spider-Man: Homecoming, and you see it in the Avengers where they time travel, and then they create another universe, or they create another alternate dimension where they travel through that. They travel through time. I think it's really fascinating, man, because it's kind of like string theory.
String theory?
Yeah, string theory. It hasn't been proven yet, though. But if you look into like CERN, they have supposedly, this is a theory, that they have portals that can take you to other dimensions, and they have portals and that can also teleport you to anywhere, any part of the world too. Different portals, and this is CERN, and I believe it was started to be created by Russia during the Holocaust.
Really?
Yes. Speaking of Holocaust, what is your thoughts on the Holocaust? You're not a firm believer the Holocaust happened the way we're being told.
Yo, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this.
Go ahead. Yeah, because we have millions of viewers right now.
Oh yeah. So shout out 1 milli.
Yeah. We just reached 1 million subscribers.
I think that the story that has been told to us in grade school is a flat out lie. There's no way 6 million Jewish people. And see, let me just preface, because no matter what I say, no matter how kind it is, someone's going to say that I'm anti-Semitic, but I don't hate people that are Arabic. I don't hate Jewish people. To criticize something or to want to investigate it doesn't mean you hate the people that it's about. If I say that maybe slavery in America wasn't real, does that mean I hate black people? How could I hate black people when I have black friends? My father's black and I'm half black. You get what I'm saying? So that's just to set it all on the table and not allow anybody to say I'm anti-Semitic.
Oh, they're going to chop the video up and just
make me seem hateful.
Yes.
Well, I don't think there's a documentary out called Europa, and basically it's about the Zionist Jewish nation trying to create a PSY operation, basically victimize the Jewish people that were in these camps, Auschwitz and so on. And apparently there's factual evidence to support that these camps, these concentration camps, were actually lavish. They had swimming pools, soccer teams, or was it football teams? A sports team.
Soccer teams, yeah, probably.
And the only reason why you see photos of these emaciated people is because there was a typhus outbreak because of lice infestation. That's why they would go in these gas chambers.
What?
These people would not go in gas chambers. The reason those gas chambers existed to delouse their clothing.
What?
You know what delousing is?
Yeah, to kill all the insects?
Yeah, they used
Essentially?
they used this poison called Zyklon B to delouse the clothes. And the way that these gas chambers are built, there's no way people got stuck in them and trapped in them because they don't lock from the outside. They lock from the inside.
Really?
Yes.
So how do you explain the survivors? Are they actors?
They're acting, but I think that they were at the camps, but they're embellishing on the truth to get the check, you know.
Really?
But there's some Holocaust survivors that support what I'm saying.
Holocaust survivors that support what
that
you're
say,
saying?
"Oh yeah, I was on a,"
and they went on the record saying this.
Yes, you can find
Everything you're saying right now.
Watch Europa. Go to BitChute or internetarchive.com, and you will find this documentary called Europa, and another documentary by the same guy who made this Flat Earth book called it's called oh my gosh, I forgot what it was called. Hitler Against the Jewry or something like that. The Jew World Order, that's what it's called.
Jew World Order.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not New World Order, Jew World Order. Holy shit. So why go through all this? Why?
To make banks. To make banks and to
make
worldwide banks.
Make worldwide banks.
Yes, because Germany was a nationalist society when Hitler was in power. He actually exiled all these tax companies and he exiled Jews, or he put them in camps. And basically they worked for money. And they wanted to go back to Israel before it was Israel. So he was planning on doing that. But the people who were in charge of the Jewry, as they call it, devised this psychological operation to frame Hitler as some sort of tyrant that hated Jews and he was burning them alive.
But he really didn't.
But he didn't do that. He actually wanted to save and preserve Germany's heritage. That's it.
Why do people say that it's Hitler's reason for hating the Jews? Why did he want, if I'm not mistaken, he wanted blonde hair, blue eyes, or some stupid shit?
That's
some type
another,
of perfect
propaganda thing because he himself didn't have blonde hair.
Exactly. Right. He himself didn't have blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah.
Well, I think his eyes changed over the years. They changed his eye color. That might be a Mandela effect.
No, I don't think so.
I think now they're saying he has blue eyes now.
Probably some artistic rendition or something. But you could see videos of live footage from him. You can actually hear what he's saying. You notice we never actually listened to his speeches when we were in school. We were just told what his mission was. But you watch these videos of him giving speeches and they have nothing to do with killing Jewish people. It's all about preserving the nationality of Germany and building jobs and getting their economy, because the economy was failing during those times. And then Adolf Hitler rose to power and they had a booming economy. All of Europe was jealous of them. And
this is according to BusinessInsider.com. According to Murray's report, Hitler received a frequent compliments on his grayish blue eyes, even though they were described as dead, impersonal, and unseen. He was slightly below average in height and had a receding hairline, thin lips, and well-shaped hands. What is well-shaped hands?
I don't know. Business Insider.
Exactly. It's, this is according to Business Insider. So
yeah, I would just suggest people, if you want a different perspective, I know it's a lot to take in, but if you're an open-minded person, go to bitchute.com and search The Jew World Order by Eric Dubé or Europa. Europa is like an 11-hour long documentary.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's about the destruction of the European culture and how they, it's part of the Jew World Order to erase European culture and make it okay to be racist against white people or European people.
I don't know if this is any of the websites. Jew World Order right here. Google Books. This might be a book. Is this the book talking about here?
No, it's a documentary.
Oh, it's a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. It's It's not a book.
No, it's a video. Just click videos. Yes. You might want to type in, because since it's Google, they're not gonna have it here.
Yeah.
That's definitely not it. See, it's a playlist.
Okay.
That's not it.
Jew World Order playlist. 1,600 views, huh?
And YouTube is highly censored.
Has to be real. Yeah, it is. I don't know. I'm not gonna.
You have to go to like BitChute.
How do you spell that? So I can pull it up.
BITCHUTE.
BITCHUTE. BitChute. Oh, and this is on videos. Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then search Eric Dubé, Jew World Order.
How you spell Dubé?
AY. There you go.
Eric Dubé, Jew World Order.
Right there.
Right here? The first one?
Adolf Hitler versus the Jew World Order.
Oh, right here. Or
I would go to Eric's just to support, his account. I don't know.
Check it out right here.
They took his video. See, it's by Eric Dubé.
Yeah. Just to get views, probably. This one actually has more views.
Yeah, because it was posted before.
It's the same exact amount of time.
Yeah, it's the same documentary. I think they just posted it because Eric says, take the video, share it everywhere so everybody can see it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Have you looked into the Mandela effect at all?
I have.
Do you believe in the Mandela effect? That's another thing about the CERN alternate dimensions, about how they can flip a switch and they can change something like the Sims. Basically we're living in the Sims. You know, like how you're on a computer and you can change something about the background of your artwork, or say you're a video game designer, you're a video game editor, and you can add things to the video game, like you're designing, say for example, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
And you can add things, you can add buildings, you can add shit that didn't used to be there. Mm-hmm. But with the click of a mouse, it can change. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are saying that we're living in a simulation. Elon Musk even said it on Joe Rogan that we are living in a simulation. And he didn't go into too much detail, but that is another theory that CERN controls this simulation that we're living in, and they can basically change things and they're called Mandela effects. Do you believe Mandela effects at all? Or there's a few of them that I do believe. Like, I'll give one example.
Like the Berenstain Bears being misspelled.
Berenstain Bears being misspelled. Also, I really, really remember watching I Love Lucy, and Ricky Ricardo saying, "Lucy, you have some splaining to do," and everybody fucking laughs. You know what I mean?
It's funny or something. I thought he said, or she said, "Honey, I'm home," or somebody said, "Honey."
He says that too. "Lucy, I'm home," or "Honey, I'm home," or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. But also, he never said the phrase, "Lucy, you have some splaining to do."
I don't remember that. I didn't remember that? Lucy like that.
I did when I was little at Nick at Night.
Oh yeah.
You never watched that? They used to show that in Fresh Prince and shit like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that was just one example.
They have the Star Wars one, but apparently that one was debunked.
I know that one too.
You're like, "Luke, I'm your father."
Luke,
but it's no, I'm not your father.
No, I'm your father.
No, I'm your father. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of saying, "Luke, I am your father." Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. That's a whole wide open topic. I want to pull that up. And get into detail with that another day. But man, dude, do you have any other closing statements that you like to say about anything we talked about, or anything else that you just want to bring up real fast? I know we didn't get into too much. I wanted to ask you a lot of questions about your life and about why you deactivate your social media, but we're kind of running out of time here. Mm-hmm. We're going on 2 hours now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, just to close this off, I think that psychological operations are real. Mm-hmm. So when people say stay woke, it's usually in relation to race, or like, "Oh, stay woke, they trying to treat the black folks like trash." Like, this is bigger than race. This is humanity we're talking about. When you see something posted on NBC or CNN or Fox News, know that there's money behind it and that it's a production. And a lot of those people you see in mass shootings, or maybe even in the George Floyd case or Sandy Hook, those things are likely staged. So don't believe everything you see on the news. Remember, what is that saying? Don't believe anything you see and only half, or don't believe anything you read, only half of what you hear.
Right.
You should keep that with you.
And you are a former soldier of the U.S. Army.
Yes,
so
sir.
First of all, thank you for your service.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
And this has to be, is it hard for you to kind of, I don't want to say accuse your country of, because this is treason, I think. And not what you're doing, but I'm saying what the country, the government is essentially doing, lying about, the earth and about the Holocaust. That it has to be treason. I'm not sure if I'm getting that right, but to me that has to be treason of lying to the American people, and just spewing lies, just teaching us lies. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Would that be considered treason?
You could call it that.
I think so. So you don't think any, like, I mean, this video is not gonna get millions of views, obviously, but if, for example, this does go viral or whatever, would you be kind of worried or kind of, not afraid, but like, you don't think anybody would like reach out to you from the Army, like your old sergeants or any type? I mean, I don't know how it works.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I never been in the Army before.
No, I mean, there are a lot of people in the Army that are free thinkers too. Not everybody in the Army is just like, I do whatever they say. There's some people that do go in because they want to go shoot up some people. Like there were some people who were adamant, like, I want to get deployed and shoot some people.
Really?
Yeah, there were some people like that. But there are also some really cool, open-minded, free thinkers in the military. So I don't think somebody's going to call me and say, oh, you're arrested or whatever they would do. I have no idea where you were going with that. But no, I do think that there could be some sort of organization that does try to keep people
quiet.
Yeah. But
okay, last question. Well, couple questions. How long did you serve?
5 years.
5 years. What made you get in? What made you get out?
I went in to get education benefits, and it was like a kill two birds with one stone type of thing. Also, I wanted to man up.
What?
I wanted to man up.
Man up.
Yes, because most of my grade school experience was me being shy, reserved. I was only ever really
right
outgoing around people like you or certain people, but most of the time I just walk through the hallways like, okay, hopefully I didn't know where to put my hands. I was just like, I walk like this, and then
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
I felt like people were staring at me. And
really?
Just very, I guess the word is insecure. That's what it was.
You were insecure?
So.
And now you're like, just like, I don't want to say you don't give a fuck, but you don't give a fuck what people think about you now.
Not anymore, because what does it do? What do their thoughts do? Nothing. They don't pay my bills.
Of course they don't. What if they do pay your bills? What if
they can suck a dick too.
There you go, man. So, strong words from a strong man. I'd like to give a shout out to all the veterans out there. We just got past Veterans Day this past week, so thank you for all your services.
Yes, thank you for your service, everyone.
And this was fun, man. We should do this again sometime. Anytime. I want to bring more topics. I'm going to do more research and have more notes too whenever we do it again. If we do it again, if you want to do it again.
Of course. Yeah, it should be more focused on maybe a few topics because we did go from a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk about.
It's been a long time, so it's good that we did.
It is. All right, everybody. Hit him with a high.
Oh, this is actually really good. Ow!
Peace out.
Adios.
Have a good night and be good. Have a good week. See you next week, everybody, and have a good work week.